So if you've clicked on this video, I guess you consider yourself poor. Maybe, maybe not, or maybe you just wanted to see what I was going to say about this. But of course, the title of the video is very interesting, right? Why you're still poor. Poor. So, talking about prosperity, abundance, and wealth, right? Essentially, that's the opposite of being poor, right? Being prosperous. Now, I know that usually when it comes to talking about this topic, people think usually just about finances and money. But prosperity is more than just finances and money. It's about time, it's about resources, it's about health. It includes a lot of different things. So being poor, in one sense, people think about, oh, this person's poor. They're usually talking just about in the financial aspect, but they're not talking about relationships. They're not talking about their health. They're not talking about how much time they have for themselves. Because there's a lot of people out here who got a lot of money, and we would consider them to be rich and wealthy, but are they fulfilled? Are they happy? How is their health? How are their relationships? So there's a lot of things that go into that. So I'm going to talk just about a few things regarding reasons why you, or people, not you, because I don't want to put that out there for you, why people may still be poor. And I'm going to start from the very psychological aspect of it and sort of work our way up into the esoteric. So I believe there's 5 reasons why people are poor. I think one of the main reasons why people are poor is because of this. Their mind, their thoughts. What are they thinking on a day-to-day basis about themselves, about their relationship with money, about their relationship to resources, to time? Because I know a lot of people that say, girl, I'm so broke, or bro, I don't got it, I'm broke. But like, why? The more you say something, the more it continues to manifest. So even if you yourself, you look at your bank account and it's like, well, Lord Jesus, how am I going to pay these bills today? And for you, it's like, oh, well, I guess that means I'm broke. But you have to change the thoughts, change the rhythm in the head. And the rhythm, literally like the rhythm in the head. And I'll get to that later about rhythm and vibration and stuff. But the mind sorts for what was there first. Okay? The mind sorts for what was there first. This is in neurology. Okay? When we were ages like 0 to about 10, which is a bit pushing it, but mainly 0 to the ages of 7, we are wide open in terms of receiving things from our environment, from our caretakers, from our parents, from our family, from our friends, from our teachers. We're super wide open. We don't have any filters at all, right? Because now if someone might come up to you and say, ooh, you ugly, you might be like, okay, well, that's your belief, but I know I'm hot and sexy and cute, right? That's your filter. So right, yourself, like, okay, they may think that, but this is what I believe about myself, right? 0 to 6, 7, definitely, maybe kind of sort of 10, there's no filters in place. So anything that someone tells you, an authority figure, that really seeps into you, your person. You make that your identity, and then that takes you into adulthood. So some of the things that we are believing, seeing, interacting, feeling about ourselves are things that no longer serve us because they were implanted in us when we were between the ages of 0 and 10. So I know for myself, I was told things like growing up, love you family, I love you. But again, this is based off of how they grew up too. I was told things like money don't grow on trees. I'm not an ATM. We can't afford it. Things like that. Or growing up in certain religious sectors, growing up in a Christian Baptist household and in church, hearing things, reading the Bible, and hearing things like it is easier for, It's easier for poor man to get into heaven, right, than the rich man to get to go through the eye of a needle, the camel of a needle, the camel. I forget the scripture right now, but there was a scripture talking about essentially like rich people are evil, they're not good, but poor people are good. They're good people, right? And if Christians, y'all can type in below what the scripture is, because I know y'all out there and y'all know exactly what it is. Right. So it's like there are all these things, quotes, ideas about if someone's rich, they're evil, they're not good. But if they're poor, oh, they're good, they're nice. So there are all these things growing up. Even things regarding like stock market, Wall Street, they're all corrupt. People in business, they're corrupt. They might have a lot of money, but they're corrupt. So we grow up with these things, these implanted seeds, and then we get older and they sprout. And this is the way that they manifest in our lives. Of us not having enough, of us having lack. So that's one, is thoughts. So once you can really go in and like clear the thoughts out through various techniques that help, whether in hypnotherapy or neuro-linguistic programming or other techniques that can really help to sort of clear things up, then you can really start to make change in your life because those thoughts and implanted seeds will no longer be there for you. Okay, so that's number one, is thoughts. Number two is emotions. Emotions. Keeping track and being aware of your emotions. Because emotions have energy. And emotions, if you're thinking about a certain thing or you feel a certain way about a certain thing, that can really affect other parts of your life, right? We all know, or we've had the experience of something happening to us in the beginning of the day that maybe made us feel bad, or made us feel sad, or made us feel not right. And then we take that with us throughout the rest of the day, and the rest of our day sucks and it's horrible. Because of that one particular thing, that one particular event that affected the rest of our day, and that sort of domino affected into the rest of our day. That's the same thing when it comes to abundance and wealth. Is that if your emotions are not consistently level in a good place, all that emotional baggage can then roll over into you receiving prosperity and abundance. I know there's actually been times when I know I have been, and this doesn't happen too often, I would like to think, but there's been times where if I'm like emotionally disturbed, like angry, or sad, like I will notice like a shift and change sometimes in my prosperity level. And I'm like, oh, I need to maintain sort of and keep track of my emotions and sort of really keep it at bay in terms of like making sure they're level and consistently in a good place, having good thoughts. Because the next aspect of this is vibration. Is in order for you to attract abundance and prosperity in your life, you need to vibrate at a particular frequency. And the more emotions that you have that are considered to be lower emotions, the more you are lowering your vibration or frequency to attract good abundance and wealth into your life. So it's really important to be mindful of your emotions and to sort of make sure that you are consistently checking in with yourself, with your emotions, and using various techniques to sort of help you keep your emotions at bay. Super important. And then I know this is another question, like, how do you vibrate at the frequency of money and abundance? How do you vibrate there? The way to vibrate, clear up that stuff in the mind, the thoughts, keep track of your emotions. Those are good, two amazing ways to start to vibrate at that frequency. Because once you sort of clear out that negative stuff in the mind, you sort of get your emotions in track, then as maybe you start to do mantras or start to do vision boards, you can really start to sort of fill in yourself, your being, your mind, all of those things, those desires that you want, but you can only do that once all the other junk is out. Okay? So you have thoughts, the mind, neurology. You have the emotions. You have vibration. The next one I'm going to talk about is giving. Okay? Because it is in giving that you receive. We all know, we've heard this before, right? What you put out, you get back. Or we've heard karma is a bit beep. Karma is a beep. You know? It's like, why do we say that? Because we know that there's this thing called two-way street. It's a two-way street. So what you put out, what you give out, you also receive. So if you're giving of your time, of your resources, of your energy, you're going to get that back. You have no choice but to get that back. This is true. This is especially true in science. In science, it's there. Newton's third law of motion states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so if you're doing an action of giving, you're going to receive. That's science. That's basic science. So, giving. I will say though, as much giving is important in receiving, giving alone without doing a few other things won't be a major benefit. Because you could be someone that's super giving, super open, but really in some ways not be prosperous in terms of, I'm going to talk specifically about money, still may not be prosperous financially. I mean, there's a lot of people that we know throughout the ages that have been super giving, super open, but still were poor. Mother Teresa, fantastic, super open, amazing heart, but poor. Mahatma Gandhi, amazing, open, fantastic, but poor, right? So sometimes giving isn't just enough. And then that, talking about Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa, I mean, there's also some other spiritual, esoteric stuff with them, and that can also be with karma, which we'll get there also. But giving alone is not enough. There has to be other things you have to do to sort of really add prosperity, energies, and abundance into your field, okay? Into your biofield. Because I mean, look, I know we also know people that have a lot of money, right? Seemingly have a lot of time, have resources, but are mean people. And just like not giving at all. But they seem to have a lot of money, right? But why is that? Right? Because they are able to vibrate at that frequency to receive prosperity and abundance in their life. Right? So giving is important. I'm not saying don't give, because there's a lot of people out here who don't have a lot of money, who are not prosperous, who are also mean as well. Okay? So, but giving is important, because in giving, you also receive. And if you give in a space of genuineness, and if you also decree you're giving to something good, to something that you desire, you're telling the universe, okay, I'm giving to this particular cause. I'm grateful to give to this cause. Thank you so much for giving to this cause. Now, because I'm giving to this cause, please bless me and bless my environment, bless my biofield, bless my aura, my life with this particular thing. Because you are giving something, as you're giving, you can tell the universe, I want to receive it in this other way. And the universe will listen to you. Okay? So, that's number 4. Giving. The 5th one and the last one is karmic entitlement. are you karmically entitled in this lifetime to receive a sense of abundance, prosperity, and wealth? Because there's a lot of people out here who are living in other parts of the world, third world countries, who don't have access to this, what you're seeing right now, electronics, access to food, clean water. They don't have that, right? But that's because of the situation that they were born in, right? Because they could have been born somewhere else. They could have been born in They could have been born in a first world country, right? And had a whole bunch of resources, right? But there's something about karmic entitlement. If you are in this lifetime, if you are karmically entitled to a certain amount of abundance and wealth and prosperity, you will receive that. But all of us aren't necessarily meant to be billionaires and millionaires in this lifetime, because there's other things that our soul came to do, other things that our soul came to figure out, and winning the lottery and winning $500 million is not a part of that plan for our soul, because we have to learn other tools and things so that we can sort of take those tools that we've learned, take those lessons that we learned, upgrade them into our higher soul so that our spirit continues to grow and be more amazing and be more divine and have more light added to it. So for some of us, that's just not the case, that we're not necessarily going to have a whole bunch of prosperity and abundance. However, I will say, if you are watching this right now, I think you are on the right path, number one. Number two, because you are watching this, you know that there are certain things you need to do to get in order if you want to receive and attract certain things into your life, right? You know that you need to clear out that subconscious, the neurology, right? The mind, get your thoughts together. You need to get your emotions together. You need to give. You need to vibrate at a particular level. So there are things that you know you need to do. So by you watching this, you're already on the right path to that. Now, all of us may not necessarily be karmically entitled to be billionaires and millionaires, but I do believe that we all have the ability to manifest what it is that we want and desire in our life. So if it's, I want to have a loving relationship with a partner, I believe that's possible for you if you do all the work that I mentioned to attract what you need to attract. Because all this stuff that I mentioned, if you're able to do it successfully, you can really bring in some really deep, amazing manifestation into your life. Okay? So, if there's something that you feel like you want to attract into your life in terms of manifestation, in terms of wealth, abundance, prosperity, in any way and form it may be, reach out to me. I have a few techniques that will be able to help sort of clear the subconscious, to sort of clear the neurology, so that you can sort of catapult yourself into success, and so that you can also clear and clean your emotions and sort of keep that level. I have techniques for that also. And just giving, you can do it on your own, which is amazing. And then there is a technique that I learned, which is really awesome, that has helped me, I will say, enhance my vibration at will to receive what I need to receive. So reach out to me if you're interested in having that, because it's a really, really cool technique that probably, I don't know, 0.1 of the population in the world knows. Because I learned this particular technique in a different way at a particular training and event. And then I was like, oh, well, if it can be used for this, it can also be used for manifestation and for raising my vibration for prosperity and abundance. But nobody knows that because nobody decided to discover or sort of research that. So I kind of researched that and I'm like, oh, this actually works. So reach out to me. I definitely have some tools and techniques to sort of help you enhance your life and live your best life now. Okay, so hopefully by you watching this, you're starting to realize that being poor is something that you can change. Whether you believe you're poor or not, it is something that you can change. And just by you watching this video, I believe means that you have a certain karmic entitlement to receiving a certain amount of manifestation and blessings and prosperity in your life. And once you know better, you do better. So now that you know this, you can do better. And reach out to me so you can be better. Okay. That's all. Long video, I know. But I just had to make this because this is something that sort of came to me last night while I was in bed. And I was like, what? More videos on prosperity and abundance? Because I made a 7-video series already on it. And I thought, okay, well, it's great. I'm done. But something else came to me. All this stuff came to me about really sort of specifying what it is that needs to be done so that you can really achieve the life that you deserve. Okay, that's all. Have an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye.